I want to talk a little bit about my process, how I have evolved, how I've changed during the years, some time within my process of walking Destiny I process. Now, I remember being a young man. I was when I was in gymnasium, I would sabotage school. I would oppose everything as I was living in opposition to everything. I was opposing everything because I thought that everything was, because I saw the world as a fucked up place, and that was also then a reflection of how I was inside, how things were just a mess inside of me with personalities and energies, particular energies, emotions and feelings, and just fucking things up for myself within my being. And there was no help then. There was back then no explanation, no help, no real depth explanation as to what the fuck was going on within me. Neither my parents or teachers or doctors or nobody could tell me that it's like this and this and this and that, and you go like this and this and this and that, and you can recover or heal. There was nothing of that because we had no explanation back then, really. The solutions were there. The solutions were out there, sort of, but they were not intangible and systematized and made into something that I could use on myself as working on myself within psychology. Later, after gymnasium and further into my 20s, I started drugging, and I was addicting myself to sex and porn. I was addicted to alcohol, and my life was getting more and more marginalized, more and more emotional, more and more narrowed down to pain and voices in the head, all sort of complicated thought patterns going on within me, all sorts of metaphysics fucking up my reality, slaving to these energies of addictions, slaving to the energies of mind, and living in personalities in a secret mind within boxes within my head that I was not aware of existed even, and really suffering. I was in and out of hospitals all the fucking time, psychiatric hospitals for my schizophrenia. I am born schizophrenic. There are videos on that. I was in and out of hospitals all the time, and very often just barely hanging on there, very often barely being alive, very often being very close to just dying. And during the last years, I've lost very many old friends to psychiatry, addictions, and such. So in 2011 and 12, things were really peaking for me. Things were like really just, I can't stand this life. I'm just like super sick and obsessed and possessed, and just everything was just like boiling over for me. I was really living in addictions and suffering and having severe pain in my body. I couldn't get any good explanations from doctors as to what was actually going on within me. There was no doctors that could tell me that it within you, Tormod, is like this and that and that and that. There was nobody who could say that, just like turmoil or baggage. They were just like these loose terms. I can narrow it down today to say that it was personalities, It was polarity. It was this personalities and this personality and this personality and that personality. It was a polarity functioning like this according to this and that energies. I can narrow it down to say that it was this belief system causing me to have that sort of obsession. I can narrow it very, very, very clear, narrowing it down for myself, explaining to myself that what was going on. I had this clarity of sight. Into me I see. Into me I see intimacy. Into me I see intimacy. I have clear sight. I have an overview of my life. I can see for during the years, during the periods, during the birth, during what got on. I can see the clarity myself. What was my deal? What was going on within me? I have a clarity that I could not possibly dream of for very few years ago. I can see all the psychology, all the mind bullshit, all the data, everything that goes on within me. I notice it on spot almost all the time now. I've still got lengths to go to improve myself and to stabilize myself and to stand as one and equal to everything that I might tumble over, and to stand and be that source of responsibility, of self-honesty that I can be. I've still lengths to go. I'm not done with my process, and I doubt that I hardly ever will in this life, because as of self-forgiveness, it is a tool that I will probably use the rest of my life the way I see it today. And that was it. Back in the January, February of 2012, I started using actively self-forgiveness, working on myself with self-forgiveness every day. I started doing this, and I started like in a corner, you could say, or with a point, with a personality, with a tendency, with a obsession, with a energy. Start with something, imagination, a thought pattern, a voice in the head, or anything. I started with something, and I worked through it over and over with self-forgiveness, self-corrections, writing. Writing is a very fine tool that I have yet to discover the full. I've still got lots of things more to write. Writing either with pen or paper. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself. Writing with pen and paper or on computer. Speaking to myself, developing self-communication. It's a precious thing. Do you know why you hardly ever speak to yourself? Because you're afraid of what you might say to yourself. Because you're afraid of that self-honesty. That is the naked truth of it. Self-communication is a fine tool and gift to have in life. So today I'm living with more and more self-responsibility, self-honesty, self-awareness. I am standing more and more intangible within my beingness world, standing as a pillar to change psychiatry and to change the psychiatry treatment. This is by far a world in change, huge change actually, and we never done this before. We have never done this before. We never saved humanity and Earth before. It has not been done before. There have been many cycles before of existences of life, perhaps, but we have never managed to save it. This is never done before. This is new. Saving humanity, saving life on Earth is a new thing that we want to accomplish. Through accomplishing that, we need to have more that change, and change starts with individuals. Change starts with self. So Yes, people are waking up more and more, seeing the lie that is hidden in front of their very noses, seeing all the deep, 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 deep lies lying within that is rooted back at their own individual minds, as it is with my individual mind. Rooted back, all the shit that I see out there, whatever the fuck that shit is, all that shit is rooted back at my mind and my experience of myself in my world. I am the source of it. There's no doubt of that. And at the same time, I'm also the potential healer of it. I can forgive myself. I can work with myself, and I can create and redesign this world into something that is stronger, more based on common sense, or what is best for all, something solid, equality and oneness, something that we all know should be, something that we all know that should be the fundaments of this life, of this world, of equality and oneness. So, it's a creation process. Creating a new psychiatry is sort of what I aim at. Now, what I want for psychiatry is for some other videos, but the point is that I've gone from changing myself, from being this hero of voices, energy possessed, addicted to sex, porn, hashish, alcohol, addicted to personalities, addicted to psychiatry, addicted to self-harm, addicted, and living this life in the shit, totally obsessed with energies and enslaving to mind and not knowing fuck what, living as a suffering, a schizophrenic, mental patient, drug addict, etc. To who I am today. So, I share my story with you. I hope you can share your story with me and your perspective. Today I live with more and more self-awareness, self-responsibility, self-honesty, and so on. So check out Destiny Process, check out destiny.org. We can create a so much more better world together. So let's talk. Thank you very much.